Sometimes I feel my life is a series of trapeze swings. I'm either swinging from moment to moment, or I'm hurtling through space for a nanosecond that might feel like an eternity to the next trapeze bar. And sometimes my trapeze bar of the moment, when I'm swinging along so merrily or not so merrily, I think I'm in control of my life, that I have most of the questions and know some of the answers. But all of a sudden, many times, I look ahead and I see another trapeze bar coming toward me. And I know in the place in me that knows that that trapeze bar has my name on it. And I must release my grip on the old bar and hurtle through the void called the transition zone to grab the new trapeze bar. And each time I'm filled with terror, because I might fall on some unseen chasm of rocks, but I do it anyway. I'm actually paraphrasing from a journal that I used for those on the path of spiritual growth and personal transformation in 1990 when I was 45. And Dana Parry goes on to talk about that the new trapeze bar that has your name on it, that we must let go of the past, is this transition zone is an incredibly rich place. It's deep. It's where real change occurs. And so I release my grip on that old bar and transform myself to that transition zone and move on. There's no safety net, no insurance policy, and I do it anyway. The piece is called Fear of Transformation, but I call it Transformation of Fear. Because Parry says the trapeze bars are illusions that we use to avoid the void where we can really learn and grow, and they're rich, passionate places in life. At 45, I was a master of multiple trapeze bars. As far as relationships up till then, on my search for a significant equal, I had many an exciting twist and tryst with very interesting acrobats. And I would let go of one and grab onto the other as quickly as possible. But by 45, things were different. I was out of already 2 marriages and working very hard, raising 2 kids and adding accomplishments to my already 9.5-page resume. But inside, people, at 45, I never came out into the open to feel the wind. I was moving so fast that I would let the breeze catch me as it moves on. At 45, inside, most people didn't know, was a closet quiet person. Tai Chi was my way of being still. It's kind of like the Willie Nelson song, "Still is still moving to me." And so most people didn't know I could move this slowly to beautiful movements that have names like sunrise, sunset, and ocean currents, and sea waves, and silent strength. And now, pushing 70, I still am afraid to hang out in the void. I don't know what it is that's keeping me from avoiding the void. Somehow I think it's empty, that I'm empty, that there would be no me in there without all the accomplishments and the 9-page resume. Somehow I might have been afraid to be alone, or afraid to fail. But as I look back, I've been let go from 2 universities and I've survived. And each relationship, each job that I let go of, I actually saw as cosmic triggers to something better, to deeper levels of loving, to higher states of consciousness, to better work in the world. And now I look ahead and I see 2 trapeze bars coming toward me, and they have the words death written on them. The first, my mother's at 93, and the second, my own, and the implications it has for how I live my life right now. My mother's reminds me of a saying I saw literally in graffiti in Broken Mirror in a bathroom. It said, life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. And then I do the math, 93, 68, 25 years. Is that going to be a long time for me? What am I going to do with that 25 years? Well, okay. My mother's death would be a blessing in many respects. She's truly in a transition zone, and it's very sad. 6 months ago, she was living independently in a retirement community in New Jersey, where she was the chief complainer in the state where they invented the word complainer. And now she's dependent on others in the healthcare wing, it's called the death wing, to move only flesh and bones from bed to wheelchair to meals to bed. And I don't know whether it's the dementia or the drugs they're giving her, but she's transformed. She's actually compassionate to other people on that healthcare wing, and she prays for them. I call that transformation. As far as my own life, I still have to-do lists that have to-do lists, and last Saturday morning I was freaking out in bed about anxiousness about this performance and things on my book that I hadn't done quite right. And my significant equal and husband came over and said, we put our heads forehead to forehead, and he...
Do you want to work through this and see what it's about?
And he pulled me back on the bed and surrounded me with his knees and put his arms around me and his hand on my heart and asked me...
Close your eyes. Start relaxing every part of your body. Notice your toes. Feel your feet on the quilt. Move your attention up your calves, your thigh. Now, do a slow scan of your body. Where do you feel tension?
My chest, right here. It's keeping me from breathing. There's a heaviness.
What does it look like?
It's rock. It's a sand-colored rock. And it's like this
How
big.
big is it?
It's about this big, and it's covered in barbed wire, the kind of gopher wire that twists on the end of it.
What is your rock saying to you?
Slow down. Spend some time with me. Relax. I'm tired. I'm old.
What is the barbed wire doing?
It's protecting me.
Protecting you from what? Give me an image.
It's like I see the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland coming along with a mallet, and she's saying, "Off with her head!" Oh my God, that's it. If I didn't have my head, the noises in my head would stop. They'd be quiet. It's getting that out that keeps me from being still.
Okay. So, knowing you can get it back, let her knock your head off. How's that feel?
Free. Free.
Good. Now imagine you have thick gloves on, and you can one at a time untwist the those strands of barbed wire. How does your heart feel now?
Quiet, still. And as Parry says, I got a great last line. Going through that transition zone and giving our permission to hang out in it can be enlightening. And we might learn to fly. And Pat Hanson says, we just might learn to be still and enjoy it. Let it go. I know.
Thank you.